Yeah, one of the things I've learned is that a lot of folks my age, friends that I have, we're all dealing with pensions and or 401ks. And in my specific case, I had a pension from a previous employer. Um, I had learned kind of in a non-traditional route that there were some uncertainties about that pension plans and some things that I didn't know at the time that perhaps made it a little bit more vulnerable than I thought it was. And so, I ended up doing an opt out to that plan and had a plan to kind of put that money to more use under my control
Yeah.
versus the company's control. And I think that's perhaps something that a lot of others out there might benefit in knowing is the ins and outs and specifics of their pension plan that's offered by their employers and learn about the pros and cons of that plan and how you might adapt to
Yeah.
something outside of that plan.
Yeah, you bring up a good point, and we're kind of in a segue, so to speak, of the old traditional, your dad and grandpa's pension
Right.
to as the 401k has come on the scene, and there is a demographic that have both. Our advice is just know what your options are. Let's call in on your pension. Let's see, how it's invested. Is it growing? Is it froze? What are your options? Is there a way to take that pension and put it back under your control so that it doesn't depend on the successfulness of, your employer? And I think that's similar to what you kind of learned through that process was let's get control of this.
Yeah, control is the key word, is that, everyone makes mistakes and then, having complete control over it isn't a guarantee either, but at least you have the opportunity to control your own destiny, for lack of a better term.
There's a variety of different ways that a person can start saving money, right? The most common is you just take what's available to you. And those are the employer sponsored plans like your pension and your 401k. And we've just seen so many horror stories through the years of people that just left everything, I don't want to say to chance, but to chance with their employer.
Mm-hmm.
And so that the end game is let's keep you in control. Let's put you in the driver's seat to say, all right, this is my pension and my pension plan, and here's how I'm going to spend it, or here's how I'm going to pass it to who I need to pass it to, rather than just being along for the ride.
Absolutely. And I had some personal experiences in our family where pensions were unfulfilled.
Mm-hmm.
And so I did have some insight into some of the things to look out for on that front.
Sure.
One of the things that I just so much enjoyed about working with you guys was just the fact that it was an old fashioned meet and greet type relationship that, welcomed you into our home.
Yeah.
We had conversation over a variety of subjects. We got to know each other, established a level of trust. And this is the type of thing that I just wasn't getting as I was going out there trying to find answers to the questions that I had.
Yeah.
And so for me, that was a huge, huge value add that you brought to the table.
Sure.